Hello, I'm your manager. Today, you're going to be watching some training videos with me to see if you are capable enough to be working at a movie theater. We're not really gonna watch it to see if you're capable of working at a movie theater. We're just gonna be watching it, and I'm gonna be stopping it and seeing if there's anything different. I have this whole playlist saved on my computer about movie theater training and going to the movies in 1987. We're not going to watch those today. We might save them for another video. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be watching through this first training video from Marvelous Movies, AMC Theaters 1997 employee training video. So yeah, we're going to watch this and basically learn how to work at a movie theater. Even though I already work at a movie theater, we're just going to see what it looks like and see if anything changed. It sure does take a long time to get to the actual video. Aye! It's like a jump scare. Okay, it's also from AMC. I don't work in AMC. I work for a local, one that goes around the state of Idaho and not just specifically. So, it might be a little different because I don't work at AMC.
You know, working in the theater box office can be quite an experience.
Howdy, ma'am.
Each day you come in contact with a seemingly endless stream of people whom you've never met before and whom you know nothing about.
That's the realest shit, dude.
2 tickets, please.
In fact, all you know about each customer is what you observe during your short interaction with them. There's no time for anything else.
Oh my god.
And for those customers on the other side of this glass, there's no difference. They have one moment, hopefully a brief one, in which they make their ticket transaction with you. And in that moment, they'll get their all-important first impression of this AMC theater. It's up to you to make sure it's a good one.
Thank you.
Box office! Woo!
Yeah, the truth is that even though you may think that you've been hired to sell tickets, you're really a goodwill ambassador of sorts for AMC. I mean, think about it. When you go into a restaurant or a store.
Okay, so for the specific theater I work at, you're just hired as floor staff and you're going to be working everywhere. Eventually you'll get to box office, eventually you'll get to greeter, but you're going to be you're either hired just as main usher or you're hired as concessions usher and basically all around. But I know other theaters hire for specific things, and what they're talking about is, hey, you're hired for box office, you're basically hired to make us look good.
Or even if you're a student entering a classroom for the very first time, that feeling that you get from the first person you interact with tends to stay with you, regardless of whatever else happens.
You might say it sets the tone for the entire visit. If the first person our guest sees is pleasant, friendly, and helpful, then they probably expect their entire visit to be a positive one. But if you come off non-caring, unfriendly, distant, or just downright weird, then it's going to make everyone else's job at the theater that much harder. And our guest may decide to visit another theater the next time around.
So the bottom line here, folks, is that although we're in the business of showing films, we are also very much in the business of customer service. And that service starts with you and how you deal with the public right here at our starting point, the box office. Now, before the first guest arrives at the theater, it's your responsibility to make sure that the box office is neat, organized.
Okay, so this one just looks like to be the box office. I don't know when if it will go transition to other, but yeah, no. Nowadays, for specifically my theater, we don't have a have glass in front of it.
And clean, and that all the information we're providing for customers is correct. Check the ads, the phone recordings, and the marquees against the show schedule to make sure they're accurate. Be aware of any special showings or circumstances for that day.
That is important to look for if we have anything special, because there are some times when we'll have flashbacks or whatever. So that is a thing we still do. So that's actually pretty smart. I'm actually learning a lot more
We should
here.
have a synopsis and a newspaper ad for our guests to read. Should they have
Newspapers don't exist anymore, but hey, we do have a synopsis thing out for every person to read.
It's about a film. Of course, one area that really needs your attention is the cash. Now remember to always count your cash before starting your shift.
I don't normally do that. I always trust the manager has it right.
The amount you are given must balance against the receipts and transactions during your shift. You're also responsible for making sure that passes, exchange coupons, gift certificates, credit cards, and movie watcher transactions are accounted for.
Okay, so now you're ready to greet the public. Or are you? Remember that one brief moment we talked about earlier? Well, you're about to have several hundred of those over the next...
I know back then movie theaters were probably popping off, but nowadays, the weekdays, slow as hell.
few hours. And each one of them is your chance to let the guests know that we're glad they've chosen AMC to see today's movie. It begins with eye contact and a smile.
Hello, welcome to AMC. May I help you?
It's important to always repeat the transaction and to leave the cash you're given within view until everything's completed.
No, that's a thing that we were properly trained on, is just to have the cash. Like, I think that's a thing that's for every store. You just have that cash in view so you know how much change you need to get out and then put it in your till. Just so you can show them what you gave them.
Also, if the bill is larger than a 20, examine it quickly and discreetly to make sure it's not counterfeit. Generally, any bill dated after 1990 will have a metallic strip woven into the bill, like this one. Your manager or supervisor will have other tips on detecting counterfeit bills.
My technology has come a long way. At my specific theater, and I'm going to keep saying this because it's my specific theater, it's my specific situation. Because not all theaters are the same. We have these bill checker things on our till. I don't know if every place has it. That's why I'm saying my specific theater. We have bill checkers that if you flip it one way, it could show you. If you flip it another way, it could show you some, like the strip. So, and now we have to frickin' we have to check them now because, specifically, we can't accept 50s or 100s. But the only people that can say to accept it is a supervisor and a manager. So that's kind of dumb that we have to do that. But yeah. Anyway, back to the video.
Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, 30, and 50. Enjoy your show.
Thank you. The theater business is primarily a cash business. Therefore, safety and security should always be at the forefront of your mind. Always be aware of the following 3 safety tips. 1. Never count cash in public view. 2. Use the large bill drop slot if you have one. And 3.
We don't necessarily have technically we do. But that's where all the extra coins are, or our 20s are. So if we get anything like 100s, 50s, passes, we all put those under the till. Was it?
In addition to cash, you will also receive credit cards. While a pleasant attitude is always important at the box office, a credit card transaction allows you to learn a customer's name. What better way to employ one of our 6 F's of customer service than right here and call our guest by their name?
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Here's your ticket.
What? Mr. McDonald? Dude, you have a fucking franchise in your theater.
Your receipt, and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to follow
They have a freaking restaurant franchise in their theater. What are they doing?
your theater's specific policies for dealing with cards that get declined. Now, let's talk about Speed.
Speed. Oh, what a movie. Sandra Bullock. It's terrific. Is it playing here? That whole bus scene was terrific. Keanu Reeves, I can do with that.
No, not that Speed. This Speed.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
We may
whoa.
not know a lot about our guests in the time we sell them their tickets, but we do know one thing. They want their tickets fast. And of course, the first letter of the word fast is F. One way to speed things up is when a patron may not be aware that a particular line is open, you can let them know by politely making an announcement.
There are 2 lines open to serve you. Hi, welcome to AMC.
Something else that slows down lines is when a customer...
Yeah, but then we'll shout, hey, I can help you over here, and they still won't hear us.
you've just helped doesn't move far enough away from the counter to let someone else come forward. By making eye contact with the next person in line and offering to help them, you can move things along at a faster pace. Now, if a show is sold out, be sure to suggest another feature for that guest. Also, communicate to the others in line through signs and announcements which shows are sold out.
And keep in touch with the ushers. They need to be seating those shows. Everyone on the AMC team needs to know what's going on so we can best serve our guests.
There you go. And by the way, the line for that film is forming on your right once you enter the building. You'll see it. And seating should start in about 5 minutes, which gives you plenty of time to visit our concession stand, okay? Enjoy the movie.
Now this device, I think we're all familiar with, right? Oh, I'll get it. It's probably my agent.
Yeah, or one of my many fans. Hello. Really? I may already be a winner.
What the fuck is going on?
Now, if the theater hasn't opened yet, no problem. The caller should receive the same courteous service that people in line receive, and all calls should be answered within 3 rings.
We do that same thing.
What about when the phone is ringing and you're sort of busy? If you don't handle things correctly, a 3-ring circus.
Okay, that'll be 7:50. Excuse me, please. Hello, thank you for calling AMC Springdale 30. This is Kathy. Can you please hold?
After completing the current transaction,
Okay.
go back to the phone and quickly help the caller, or else find someone who can. And keep tabs to make sure that the caller is taken care of, so they don't sit waiting on hold and have a frustrating experience before they even get to the theater. Okay, my little co-host, how old are you? You see that, folks? Thank you very much for illustrating my point exactly. You see, most of us, some more than others, do not like being asked about our age. So at AMC, we try to tactfully handle this issue. Basically, our policy is that if someone is seeking reduced price tickets, be it seniors or students, then they'll ask for them. And that
That's valid till today. Well, yeah, for today. Seniors will come up and students will come up and say, do you have a student discount? We sadly have to say no. And seniors will ask for a senior discount at matinee pricing. And all I have to say, it's all the same price. Until 6 o'clock.
that's
If you pick up on the hints that I give you throughout this video, you can figure out what thing I work for.
what we sell them.
So if I do anything bad, I'm gonna get fired.
Don't ask someone to prove that they're a senior. And should a request be made for a student ticket, you may need to ask for a student ID. Check with
And even if we do have a student ID, I mean, we'll take a student ID for rated R movies, but we won't take a student ID because we don't do student pricing.
your manager for your theater's specific guidelines. Okay, now a word about tickets. Rule number 1 is that everyone who enters the theater has one. That means people with passes, on-camera hosts, anybody. Secondly, tickets cannot be resold. In other words, if you have a refund or overpunch, these tickets can't be sold to someone else. And if those customers choose to see another show, hey, they'll need tickets for that one.
Now, some customers at your window will be movie watchers. This is a program unique to AMC that rewards customers for their patronage with free popcorn, drinks, even free movies.
Yeah, we'll get that too. We have that too.
It's like a frequent flyer program
But now we have a subscription one. Yeah.
for moviegoers. Your manager or supervisor will completely explain how the point system works and how it affects your duties at the box office. Finally, when it's time to close up for the night, be sure to leave your station as clean as when you started. Also, secure the ticket stock and change all the marquees to reflect the times for the next day's shows. Once you've turned in your cash,
I am so happy that the manager gets to do that. The big GM boy gets to mess with the screen, and he at least has those planned out like a week in advance, because or like even multiple weeks in advance. He'll get the show times and post it on there, and then he'll update the TVs so that they can just pop up there the next morning. We don't have to do anything. All we have to do is worry about making popcorn and giving it to people and cleaning up theaters.
receipts, and completed all of your additional responsibilities, the manager will give you the okay to clock out.
Yeah.
So there you have it, the starting point for people when they come to an AMC theater, the box office, and how you deal with phone calls, Lines, age restrictions, discounts, credit cards, and the Movie Watcher program will determine whether our guests have a positive first impression.
Well, it's back to the idea of expectations. People should expect to have a good time at our theater. And you, as a vital part of the AMC team, are expected to make sure that they do. Oh, I'll get it.
Oh, another big contest you've entered?
Yeah, he's right here.
For me? Hello. I won!
Okay, so that was the box office training video. I might do another one. I don't know. Most of this is pretty resemblant from, like, so movie theaters haven't changed much, is what I'm basically trying to say. Nothing evolved, nothing changed that much. Just that we don't have glass, we don't the employees at my certain one don't necessarily have to worry about updating anything. Oh, and we also have, like, cash checkers, so we don't necessarily have to ask for a manager, or we don't have to line it up to the light. We have, like, cash checkers. Anyway, without further ado, hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, please leave a big like down below. If you guys haven't already, please watch my most recent video right here. Check out the last time I talked about my job, and then subscribe right here. Peace.